Yo, 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 yo. It's me, Abel. So, got some bad news. My players for episode 2 had some low audio issues, and for most of the time, they can roughly be heard in the background. Um, Mostly, it affected Rob, uh, or you guys may know him as Prod. Sorry, Prod. I will do my best to correct this for episode 3, but as for episode 2, I do apologize. Well, I do hope you enjoy episode 2, part 1, Looting a Warehouse. When we last left off, you guys just finished off clearing this room of Kenkus that were kind of being assholes, right? They were hiding in the crates and boxes. You guys kind of like barged into the room, and they didn't recognize you. So obviously, they do what I guess Kenkus do when people just walk into a room, and they shot a volley of arrows at you guys. It looked like Balan might have gone down. No, you did not. That's right. You just took some damage, but you were able to come out okay. But even though you guys were surrounded by the Kenku, you were able to fight him off and kind of chase him out.
Saying
Balan,
all of this
you're
stuff, but I remember us getting here and all of the dead bodies already been here. We did nothing.
you didn't know that. Everything was dead when you arrived, right? Not your fault. All right then. So what do you guys want to do?
Um,
Stage the scene so it doesn't look like we just murdered a bunch of my own gang members.
How do you want to make it look? And who's the one organizing the scene?
Well, I'm going to put Fred up on a box high up so that he can direct me on the best way to stage things.
Right.
And then I'm going to walk around and make sure that the Kenku and the dead bodies are near each other and they're stabbing each other with whatever weapons it is
Oh,
we're using.
so you had the Kenkus kind of look like they were fighting each other over the merchandise that was inside this warehouse.
wasn't there
I
another
was going
set
to
of
make
Kenku?
it look like they were fighting the other gang that was
Oh,
already here. The
oh,
dead
okay, I see.
bodies.
Like they killed each other. They killed each other off. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense than what I was fucking saying. So yeah, go ahead and give me a deception real quick. See how convincing you make this bloodbath look.
Well, I've seen quite a number of these in my day, so hopefully I do decently.
Oh, one thing I was gonna say is that you do know how these Kenku tend to fight because you know you're from the same. Uh,
Bob, Bob, I owed you money. Now I'll never be able to pay you back. Why?
But you did organize them in a way, and although the Kenku look more natural in their kind of fighting position, because not only did you fight them, you're similar with their combat style or the way they ambush or fight people. Sadly, you know nothing, almost little to nothing about these Zinturum fellow, right? The five Zinturum that you find in the corner, or was it five? I believe, yeah, the five humans Zinturum. Uh, that you find in the corner, and you kind of place them fighting the Kenku. There's of course what appears to be seven other humans that were kind of placed in the corner, but they look less equipped to kind of fight. They look more like thugs or warehouse workers, right? They're just kind of like burly dudes, but they don't have the same armor, leather armor that the others in term guys had. But in all of them, you do see winged snake tattoos, including on the seven thug-looking warehouse workers, whether it's on their neck or on their forearm or on their back or whatever unsavory location that fucking Sam's probably looking at. I don't know what Sam does. I just assume that it's something that bothers people.
I'm gonna make a quick observation here. There is no way them 4 Kenku took out 12 dudes completely armed. There is no way they did that.
And that is a valid that's a valid argument. You can more than easily make that out that's probably weird, strange. Um, But you don't know what happened here, right? Maybe these 5 Kenku did take him out, or maybe it was something else. You can see that the battle that was had here before you guys showed up left the warehouse in shambles, right? There's like chairs and tables thrown all over the place. There's scars and scratches all over the walls and floors, arrows and sword marks. It definitely looks like there was a larger battle than a battle between um, 4 fucking Kenku and then 12 people. I'm not gonna have you do any kind of perception check for that. It's pretty obvious.
Right, so the next question is, who did it? I'm gonna check all of the bodies.
All right. I did see that you were moving around all over the first floor of the warehouse. Were you doing that, or just kind of to trying to get a look at what's here?
I was just taking a look around.
Oh, okay.
I found the stairs, or at least what I think is stairs.
Let me see. Sam, you did notice that one of the Kenku, as you're kind of like trying to place him in a dying position, he's not completely dead. He's simply unconscious. It looks like he's still breathing. You can go ahead and finish him off. You want to stomp on his neck?
Is this Bob? Do I owe him money?
This is not Bob, and you do not owe this Kenku money.
Alright. Well, in that case.
But
you know,
again, all
maybe-
Kenkus to you probably look the same, because
Maybe we want to keep him alive. I will feed him a little bit of giggle because that fixes everything. That's a 14 medicine check.
yeah, he is stabilized. He's not conscious, but he's definitely stabilized. As you feed him some of that giggle, you can see that he kind of twitches and moves as if to be having a nightmare or an excited dream, kind of like a dog kicks in his sleep. So you see this Kenku just kind of like kicking its legs and flapping its wings, its wing arms.
So, giggle is a coagulant.
No,
It's
because
everything.
it stopped the bleeding. Giggle is everything.
Fixes all your problems. You want some? Or maybe, Sam just happened to get lucky this one time.
It has nothing to do with the giggle.
Anything interesting on the other bodies?
No, they don't have any kind of armor. They're just wearing some typical Kenku clothing, which you would find on most peasant Kenkus. What they do have are those rusted blades and kind of worn bows. They don't really look like they can be sold for much, but you guys can definitely pocket them if you want some extra short, small size short swords, or not small size, Kenku or medium. If you want some extra short swords or bows.
Nah.
And again, since I didn't mention this before, Sam, I'm not going to really force you to have to find everything in a small size, because I know how frustrating that could be.
Okay.
If you do find something, depending on what it is, we can see what we can do about it. Just let me know.
All right, sounds good.
Or, what? Alternatively, we can just get you really fat.
So you considered medium. A 3 foot tall, 100-pound halfling.
Indeed.
It works for the dwarves.
Yeah.
They're not fat though.
I mean, they're as wide as they are tall. Is it the same thing? We're
I
just
don't.
doing it with fat instead of muscle.
Well, yeah, that's the definition of fat. It's fat, not muscle. With dwarves, it's muscle. But it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead. All right. I believe the passive perception for our druid friend was 16 or 17.
17.
Yeah, that's fucking high. All right, so give me a second.
It's ridiculous.
Wait, that's your passive?
Yeah.
Because he
has +5 wisdom.
yeah, he put his 18 in his wisdom, and then he has a +2 to it.
You have eyes in the back of your face?
I have eyes everywhere.
No one.
I have eyes in the back of your face.
He's a swarm of fish in the man costume. Okay.
Right. I
That's
didn't
how
want
many
to
eyes he has.
give away his secret already, but he's actually Xanathar. As you can see, multiple tendrils appear from his back with eye sockets in them.
Right? Wins everything.
All right, let's
Except
see.
why we just killed members of our own squad.
All right, so as you're walking around, Prod. All right, Prod. As you begin walking around, you notice a few things. One of the things you do notice is that you hear what appears to be whimpering coming from the back corner over here. It kind of sounds like, oh my god, no, don't. Oh, what happened? What's happening? Oh no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
arm myself with some magic rocks and then check it out.
Alright, and that's something you can notice on this side. And another thing, as you kind of like walk back and forth, you notice the whimpers, and that's probably what pulled you back. But when you're over here for a few seconds, you do notice that there's a thin outline on this wall here. It looks to be like 16 feet tall and 3 feet wide. But it looks like it's a portion of the wall has kind of been cut out. And you can barely tell that it makes this shape, or but it looks like if it was anybody else, it'll look like it was just a normal portion of the wall that kind of looked like it was repaired, you know?
I'm gonna get Balan's attention and point him towards it. He can use his mighty fists to beat it down.
Oh, so which one did you want to check first? The whimpering from this direction, or the...
Yeah, check the whimpering first. I feel like a living thing could leave, whereas a wall probably ain't gonna.
Easier, but let me move you to the second floor while you move up and he checks the whimpering. All right, and then you can move around here. All right, let me go ahead and open that door for you, Prod. And from inside the door you can see a man kind of like backed up to a corner, and he seems to be wielding a dagger, or a rapier. I apologize. It's a rapier. He's wielding a rapier, and he's kind of like swinging it wildly at you at the moment, kind of like in a panic. It's like, step back! I have training!
Hey, put that down. I've got rocks.
Oh, no, rocks! He drops his rapier. Obviously, rocks beat rapier, and rocks, rapier, and carriage.
What is a rapier if not half a pair of scissors?
Right? It's only half a scissors. It's not even nearly as good. It's not even sharp on the edge. It's only on the tip. Like, who made this? But no, joking aside, he is swinging his rapier, and you kind of have your rocks at the ready. He's not coming at you, but as you tell him to calm down, he kind of like steps back. Are you with the Zentarum?
No. You see what happened out there?
No.
Before
we
the Kenku all killed themselves.
Kenku.
Yeah, we got here, a bunch of Kenku, and then he just killed himself. Crazy world.
And for the one that's still alive.
Oh yeah, you kept one alive. That's right. He's just kind of like twitching and having a pretty cool dream on the floor.
Right. Yeah, do you see what happened here? Or, this guy doesn't by any chance resemble the guy we're looking for, does he?
He looks similar, but his hair has like a blondish red color to it, and not a pure blonde. Like the description.
The guy we're looking for?
The name of the guy you're looking for is Floon. This guy looks pretty similar to him. He's got the blue eyes. The hair seems to be blondish color, just not the same. It's just like a blondish red and not a straight blonde.
Maybe Volo is red, yellow, colorblind.
Red, yellow, colorblind.
I was just asking, do you know Floon?
Yes. Oh, poor Floon. I know Floon. He was he's a friend of mine. Is that why you're here?
Yup. We are investigating his disappearance.
Who sent you if not the Zentarum? Why are you looking for Floon? He seems a little hesitant to tell you.
Listen, some guy who wrote a book, Volo.
"Oh, you're a friend of Volo's," and he immediately like drops his guard and he seems very a bit more casual and a bit more relaxed. He sent you. Are you sellswords or what are you?
Well,
Who
I
are
don't
you?
have a sword, so I guess I'm just a cell.
Uh, sellswords would be a common term, obvious, or it wouldn't be obvious to everyone, but you would be familiar with it. It's just a name they give mercenaries, whether they're the sword wielding or the magic wielding. They're called sellswords.
But, I'm
Oh
fraudulent.
shit, I think it's
Me and my
sellswords.
compatriots here were hired to track down Floon since he's apparently been missing a couple of days.
Well, I was traveling with him. We kind of met in the streets. We hung out a little bit, and he got a little too drunk. And I was helping him find his way back to his tavern. Oh, sorry, I got hiccups. I was helping him.
For it, man. This is important.
I'm nervous. You found me inside a closet. Hold on, I'm a little scared. I was helping him find his way back to his tavern before we were jumped by a gang of Zentarum members. They brought us to this warehouse. I'm not too sure what their plan was, but I have a feeling it has something to do with my father. Either way, while we were captive here by the Zentarum, a force of Xanathar attacked our warehouse. The forces were able to overcome and overwhelm these Zentarum forces, and then they came looking for me. At this point, me and Floon were separated, and I was able to hide between the crates and make my way into this closet here. From what I can tell and make out, the Xanathar that took out the Zentarum confused Floon for me, and he is now he was taken by the Xanathar guild. I'm not too sure where, but I could make out a orcish looking fellow. He seemed to be leading the band of Xanathar that attacked the warehouse.
Any discerning features other than the green skin? Potentially green skin.
He had a head, 2 arms, 2 legs, clothing.
But not a pirate.
Not a naked pirate. He did not seem to have any weapons in hand, and looked to only appear to maybe have a dagger at his waist. But he clutched a book close to him, and I did not see the fight that took place, but those are the key details I was able to see through the door.
So potentially a rogue, potentially a spellcaster. Potentially a rogue spellcaster.
Potentially
He's just someone who likes
a
knives.
hobbit. All right, Sam, you went to the second floor. Let me cut to you real quick. As Prod, you were speaking to that gentleman whose name you never got.
I'm moving around all stealthily and quietly, making sure to peek Fred around the edges of boxes to make sure that the way's clear.
Every time you
yeah.
put him around a corner, his leaf kind of sways in the wind.
Fred's very talkative.
Yeah.
You know, he's always telling me what to do.
He's a bit of the yapper. So let me see as you explore that area. The second level just seems to be stacked with these like open and closed crates. And they all seem to have like a variety of stuff kind of in them, as you can see like the labels describing some of the items in there, such as olive oils, clothes bottles.
Imagine being able to read.
Oh shit, you can't read. Oh. You see a bunch of boxes with these weird squiggles on them.
Oh no, magic.
Magic boxes. Demon boxes.
Fred, save me. I hold him up.
Fred is trying to tell you what it says, but he's frightened by the magic of demon boxes as well. He's heard of them.
Clearly.
They break the laws of illusions.
I run at full speed past the demon boxes, just in case they try to take my soul.
So as you continue down this way, it all appears just to be a type of storage. It's a warehouse. It looks like it was a legitimate warehouse that sold all these items. Nothing in particular really stands out as valuable, although while you reach that back room area, one thing does become apparent, that that large crate that's actually in front of you is open-faced, and inside it seems to be a pair of wooden-soled sandals.
Well,
And
being
these
barefoot myself, I guess I'll put them on.
and you actually look rather fancy, as these wooden-soled sandals were like the thing. They were the hot item for noble people, noble men and noble women of all kinds wear these wooden sandals during the summer. Looks like
Oh,
since it just
yeah.
hit fall, they're out of fashion now. But you're not a fashionista. You don't keep up with these things. You're now a
I'm
noble.
fucking rich, baby. Oh, yeah.
Certainly, if you're wearing their shoes, that makes you a noble now.
You got
Yeah.
you got 10 dragon pieces. I apologize. You have 100 shard pieces. Uh,
20 shard pieces
oh,
and lots of drugs.
and lots of drugs, and now you have these wooden sandals. Man,
It's
if
been
you
a
weren't a
good day.
noble, I don't know what is.
I mean, I'm fucking rich. I got more drugs than I've ever had before in my lifetime. I'm
Uh,
clomping around happily up here, dancing a little bit in my sandals.
you do see a door in this direction.
I kicketh the door with my shiny new sandals.
You kicketh the door with your shiny new sandals. All right. So as you step into the first room, it leads to an array of offices. The first office, it seems to have like this furry little creature just kind of crawling on the floor, and it seems to be snacking on some of the food and bottles and olive oils and olives that were stored in this area, and they were just kind of scattered across the floor. You can see this rat kind of like licking some of the olive oil that might have been spilled on the floor. He's just kind of chilling and moving around. He doesn't seem to be like violent in any way. You do see that there's a bunch of bookshelves covered in dust and draped with cobwebs. And this
Nice kitty. Good kitty. Sam is just going to walk past you now.
so you
Hello, Mr. Kitties.
you just kind of looking around the area. You realize that a lot of the paper, like a lot of the books that were placed on the shelves are now on the floor, and the rats seem to be like gnawing on a bunch of them. One of the rats seems to have gnawed his way through a really small, fine cardboard box, and it looks like he's trying to pull out a piece of paper, and you can hear like fluttering from within this cardboard box.
Good, he's destroying the magic for me, and I continue on exploring.
Okay. That's a window as you fall 10 feet to your death.
Oh,
That
whoops.
was a rough 10 feet.
The worst D6, the highest D6 roll you've ever seen. It actually did more than 8 points of damage. How did that happen?
Right?
Alright, you make your way back down. Let me move you to them. Balan, what were you doing while Prod was speaking to the member inside the closet and you were just kind of walking back and forth? He told you about this weird shaped outline on this wall here.
I'll investigate the weird shaped outline.
So he basically pointed it out to you, and you know exactly where to look. And as you kind of get a closer inspection, go ahead and give me an investigation as you feel around the door and the cracks.
Also, as I rejoin them, I'll wave at Prod. Hey, Mr. Friend. Guess what? There's a whole bunch of magic upstairs and a bunch of rats eating the magic. And aren't rats just like the best thing ever?
Like actual magic or like
I
your
thought
high being
You know how like when there's squiggles on things and then people tell you what they are even when they don't know what's inside?
Also, I believe
like
you
I should
thought
go
there were
investigate
cats. There are cats upstairs. I don't remember seeing any rats, Sam.
I shall go investigate to see if there is legitimate magic stuff up here.
Yeah, there's
No. Look for legitimate rats.
So first, according to Sam, there's magic everywhere. It's all over the place because there's squiggly lines on all the boxes. There's also these strange-looking cats that resemble rats that seem to be running out of the room, a door that was recently opened in the north corner here. And these cats look very much like rats, but you know.
I'm going to attempt to initiate them into my gang.
Yeah, they're not paying
Yes.
attention. They're just harmless rats. They're just scurrying everywhere. The magic that he may have been talking about as you continue to kind of look about the room, this rat kind of runs up on you and he joins your gang. He's part of your crew now. He likes how you smell. A lot of the boxes just seem to be labeled with what describes the contents within the box. It all just seems to be a bunch of mundane items like bolts of cloth, bottles of olive oil. Most of them most likely spilled onto the floor. A variety of just kind of worn out tools. Most people probably consider them junk. Hundreds of pairs of wooden soled sandals right back here in this large crate that that he was able to find and just kind of loot those sandals.
Then I shall name him Bolt, my trusty companion.
Bolt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like bolt of cloth. It was the first thing you mentioned, so that's what I went with.
All right.
I shall sacrifice him to the fair and turn him into a magical beast. To accompany me on my adventures.
Yes.
All right then. You're currently just on the second floor. Let's go back to Balan because he was inspecting that doorway. Investigation. You can easily make out that this is a type of a type of hidden door, right? It's nothing too intricate. It really looks like they just kind of set up wooden panels to match the wall, and they aligned it almost perfectly with the wall that it's currently attached to over here. And you can probably just kind of pull it out or slide it. Well, you can't slide it, but you can pull it out if you wanted to. It takes a little effort, but it's not too difficult. Prod. Wait there, and I'll tell you something once I deal with Balan.
I will break the damn door open.
I said wait there, Prod. Rather than just pulling out the panel, the wooden panel, you just start kicking and breaking the wooden panel, and eventually once you snap it in half, it just kind of like falls to the floor, with the bottom half falling backwards and the top half kind of falling forward in your direction. Of course, you step out of the way so it doesn't like bonk you in the head. But as you remove the wooden panel, beep 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 beep, you reveal a small room that contains a variety of crates and a variety of crates, as well as what appears to be stacked bars on the right corner. Seem to be of silver and mostly covered in this weird black kind of soot-like material, or material, that's not correct. So you see these silver bars in the corner, and they're covered in this black kind of stain, as well as multiple pictures that depict, one depicting the cities of Luskan, one depicting Neverwinter, one depicting Silvermoon, and another painting depicting Baldur's Gate. They all seem to be pretty well done, pretty well made.
Well, I'm a become an art connoisseur and take these with me.
Yeah, so they were all kind of wrapped in these leather these leather wraps, leather drapes, but they weren't easy to just kind of like take off and see what was in. So as I described each picture, that was what was inside of one of the crates. The other crate contained the silver bars I mentioned. Yeah. They're both pretty heavy, so you can definitely take them with you, but you're kind of just dragging these crates out of the room, and you guys can definitely hear like the sounds of wood being scraped across stone floor as he's doing that. And then Prod, while you're on that second floor inside that room, you see the same thing that Sam saw. A rat kind of chewing on this cardboard, rather intricate and fine-looking cardboard box. And he seems to be pulling paper out of it. And while he's pulling out the paper, the box kind of like flutters.
I'm going to use my mightiest magic stone and splatter his brains all over the room.
You don't want to use your new animal companion to attack the other rat?
No, I must protect him for now. He is...
The other bolt understands your hostility towards that evil rat and hisses at it as you chuck a rock at it, and the rat kind of just like scurries away from the box. Unless you want to blow it up, you can definitely roll an attack roll to try to kill the rat.
Do it. Let's end this man's entire career.
Yeah. Idiot.
Oh my god. So you
Jesus.
just chuck a stone at this poor rat as it just blows up in front of you. You do blow up the rat with your stone, and the box kind of comes to a still as it's no longer fluttering. Go ahead and tell me what you want to do.
I am going to see why the box was fluttering.
So you go to the box, and do you like open it or look inside the hole?
I'm going to open it.
Alright.
I'm a big weird fan.
So you open it, and you can see that there's sheets of what appear to be these rather beautiful and crafted pieces of parchment paper. What happens here is you realize that the rat has consumed multiple pieces of this fluttering paper, probably confusing it for some kind of creature, and kept going back thinking that he didn't get the creature. Because as you notice that some of the ripped portions of the paper begin to kind of like flutter within the box and spill out of the box. You are able to find at least 4 sheets that seem untouched, and you are familiar with this paper. They're known as paper birds. You can write a message up to 50 words on a sheet of paper, speak a creature's name, and the paper will magically fly to the name of the creature you spoke, and the mental image you kind of provide as you're thinking of the name, and it'll fly to that person.
Oh man, you could really harass someone with these.
You just keep saying Volo dick pics. It's the modern version of dick, or not the modern. It's the D&D version of dick pics.
Yep.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? You've kind of inspected the second floor. You found the secret on the bottom. I believe it was only Prod that spoke to the guy. I have a feeling Sam doesn't care about him because he's not a lettuce person. And Balan, is there anything you're doing other than dragging out these
Along with
crates?
slitting the
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is this magic? This isn't down the stairs. Where
Oh.
am I?
You're on the second floor here. Let me move you down here.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask this guy if he needs an escort somewhere, since apparently people are trying to murder him.
Yeah, I forgot that the conversation was kind of just abruptly interrupted. Because I lost my focus. What was it? Prod, the last thing you said to him. So he was like telling you all this as he was following you up to the second floor, and you're kind of looking around. He was explaining the whole situation of what took place, and really depending on you as to how close attention you're giving to him, and the last thing he says to you is, "So are you guys gonna continue looking for Floon, or?"
Yup,
You know Floon.
kinda have to. We already got paid and such. But this is my good friend Sam, and he is 100% not a member of any gangs.
What are you talking about? I'm a member of the Xanatar
No.
Thieves Guild, and they're my best friends, and we didn't murder them today. Nope, no, we didn't.
See, all truths. No murder, no gangsters, no nothing bad about anything. We're just gonna go on our way, and maybe you'll follow us.
Oh, who's your friend?
This is Mr. Noble Guy who got kidnapped alongside Floon.
Well, he may be, if what he says is true, and he's a member of the Xanathar gang. I guess it really doesn't matter as long as you're trying to help Floon, but you do know that he was taken by the Xanathar gang, right? So,
We would never. We deal in drugs and stealing things.
Yeah, but people are things sometimes.
people are things
That's
sometimes.
true.
um,
But how do we know that this
So
guy
stealing.
didn't steal him? Nobles steal people more than we do.
but at the same time, he doesn't seem all there, so I don't know if I can trust what he's saying.
No, this guy
What
is.
do you
Steal
think,
people.
Fred?
We buy people. There's a difference.
And Sam holds his cabbage up close to his face and nods his head sagely, as though he's hearing someone talk.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if he's helping, that's perfectly. I don't think he's part of the Zen. I don't think you should take him too seriously. I'm pretty sure he's just a crazy old man halfling.
Who are you calling the halfling?
I apologize.
I am a foaling, okay? I'm a
Foaling?
human. I'm just little boned.
Little boned. So this little boned man, this little boned old man, he seems okay. I mean, he helped you guys, and he did kill some members. So I don't know if he's actually part of that thieves guild. I think he just might be a little crazy, and if he's helping you guys out, then that's fine by me. And if you're going to go save Floon, I can lend what little help I can provide as he draws his rapier. Or not draws, sheathes his rapier. Sheathes his rapier.
You don't look like you'd be much use. Also, didn't you get mugged by like 5 guys? Like, it's kind of pathetic, man.
Wait, but it was 5-on-1. I'm not. I'm not.
I thought Floon was with you.
Floon doesn't really count. He doesn't know how to wield a sword.
You don't know how to
Obviously,
run?
you just need to lure them into an alleyway. So
I could have gotten away, but I wasn't gonna leave Floon alone, and in the process, I got captured. Floon was in a drunken stupor.
Wow. A lot of good that did you, huh?
Yeah, it didn't really do too much. Yeah, I ended up being dragged out here, and when I finally had a chance to escape, I hid inside this closet, hoping that I would be able to get Floon out. I was hoping that these Xanatharans in turn would kind of like, what's the word I'm looking? I guess they kill each other, but
Each other?
yeah.
Which is totally what happened here, and nothing else could possibly have happened. And I certainly didn't kill my own gang members, nope.
He's starting to believe a little more that maybe you might be. Maybe you are, but your bouts of madness seem to
First
align.
sentence you've said today. So what I'm hearing is we need to go into the sewers and find Floon. Just like I said we should to begin with.
you did. We cannot deny that.
No fucking
Then we
way
went
he
to
could know
kill
that,
all
but
of
yes.
my friends, including Bob, who I owed money to, and then Bob would still be alive. And oh, hey, by the way, there was the other guy in there. Do we want to bring him with us?
Oh yeah, we probably should. He's good at getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
You guys
And also, he knows where in the sewers they came from, presumably, since he's a Kenku. And he's probably with that other guy that the one guy said was with Floon.
Oh, I thought you were on about that other guy who was getting punched in the face by the Kenkus for us.
There was a guy like that?
he
There
doesn't even
was, he has a
acknowledge the
hat,
line.
He's got a weird name.
It's cool. Balana's just gonna continue looting.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, so
He'll catch up.
as you guys begin making your way out, you do hear the familiar sounds of guards making their way down the street, and it seems to sound like a lot.
Please run. They'll take all the giggle.
Prod, as you're kind of waiting there, you see this happening just like bolt from the warehouse. You see Sam go into the street and just begin running down, and the guards they're not too far off from him, but they don't really give chase. And they look a little confused as you see a halfling just kind of like, what the hell was that? And then they see you kind of walk out into the road, and
I'm gonna play innocent bystanders. Like, oh wow, you see in there's dead bodies and everything. Totally innocent bystander. As soon as they turn away, I'm off. I'm gonna run.
so yeah, let me see. He seems to be walking up to you with what appears to be a retinue of 30 guard, and one of them. When I say he, I'm speaking of this one guard that kind of steps forward. He seems to be a bit more uh, geared. He's a bit more intimidating looking. He just kind of takes a look at the place, looks at you, and he gives this very serious, monotone kind of not monotone, but a very serious sigh and kind of look of frustration. What happened here? We we got word that some gang activity was taking place.
Oh man, you will not believe what went down. So there were a bunch of guys here. They grabbed a bunch of dudes, and then some other guys came and killed them all. And then they left some guys behind, and then them guys killed themselves. It was wild. But hey, we rescued one of the people after everyone was dead, with no involvement of us whatsoever.
Did you now? Can you give me a deception? And with advantage, because the whole area is set up to look as though it was made to. So 15. Give me 1 second here. Yeah. So as you tell him that, he's just kind of looking you up and down and looking around the corner, and he saw this halfling just run off. And did that guy have anything to do with this?
That's a human child. I don't think so.
He doesn't laugh, but he just looks a bit frustrated. Oh, this is a bit annoying because we did have a not but a few weeks ago were we surveillancing this house or this warehouse. It's a shame that something happened while we weren't watching it. And
well,
you
there's some redhead noble guy inside who can tell you everything that happened. He saw the entire thing, even the part where all the Kenku guys died.
Oh, then we'd like to question him real quick. And what do you guys? Oh, you guys just gotta let him.
You son of a bitch!
What happened?
I am a red-haired noble guy.
Probably there's two redhead noble guys inside.
Yes, one is a blondish red, and I think Balan is just red. So they do eventually make their way inside, and they do eventually find. Well, this one's following you, Prod, because he said he was gonna help you out, and you did say inside. So they're gonna assume you're not talking about this gentleman, which you still don't know who he is, but I'm pretty sure you have an idea of who he might be. And as you're making your way out, Balan, I'll help you out here, man. You're having a heart attack over there. As you make your way out, you are confronted by what seems to be like a leader of the City Watch. You would be familiar with him, and his name is Justus Staggett. He's a rather big name, and you may not know why he's here or what he's been doing, but you are familiar with the guards showing up when enough people complain or enough people put in word for, like, hey, there's a disturbance or gang activity, can you check it out? And as you come out, he kind of pulls you to the side. We were told that you can inform us about what happened here at the warehouse.
Also, while he's not looking, I'm just gonna run away.
Yes, me and my two compatriots, the young halfling man and the... Well, where did he go?
What halfling man? We were told that was a child. Did that man lie to us? And they turn around and Prod is like more than halfway down the street. Are they friends of yours? And behind you is... are you gonna let Rainer, or are you gonna let the nobleman follow you, or are you gonna leave him behind with Balan? Actually, he will probably stay behind with Balan. Because he sees that Balan's kind of being stopped by that guard. And he's going to see if he can help Balan out with anything.
But yes, we were looking for one of Volo's friends, and well, the trail led here.
And are you currently like completely armored? Like you have your face covered and everything, or?
I never cover my face.
Oh, okay. Oh, then never mind. Yeah. So as these, or not never mind, but as you're explaining it, this guard seems to be like kind of treating you with uh, a type of formal respect, right? You probably heard him speaking to Prod, and it was rather casual, and it was just kind of like straight to business. But with you and the other nobleman there, he seems to be a little bit more proper, a little bit more respectful. As you guys have your exchange of words and you're describing the scene, and he doesn't really seem to be questioning you much about what's happened. You explain that man was a halfling, not a child. One thing he is going to ask you is then why'd your friend lie to us about what took place in the warehouse? He told us that was a child and that they had nothing to do with what happened. Because you're telling him like the truth, right?
Absolutely.
And
most of what I said was the truth.
and is that
also, my good man, friend is a very strong word.
Acquaintance then? I'm assuming you're traveling together and that you've just been following him around for no reason.
I have only known him for a few hours. And the halfling seems insane.
Well, I'll be sure to keep an eye on them then. But if what you're saying is true, then it just appears Zenterum and Zenithar are at it again. And to tell you the truth, if they kill each other off, then the better for it.
I concur.
Alright. But this is the City Watch business, and if you guys can or are aware of what's happening here, try your best not to meddle in the city's criminal matters. Leave the dirty business to us, please. And just be aware that not all of the City Watch are as nice as I am. And if a situation like this does happen again, just keep it, off the city streets. And he kind of like gives you a little head tilt, if you understand what I mean.
I understand.
And they may not be your friends, but you're associated with them somehow. If you can please hand them this and make sure they follow it to the best of their capabilities. It is, and he's giving you a copy of the Code Legal, basically the laws of the city and the possible punishments that can be dished out for disobeying said laws. And Rainier, or this other nobleman, was a little concerned, but it didn't look like he needed to be because there was another nobleman amongst the group. So he's just happy that everything was resolved quietly and you were polite to the City Watch. It looks like they're letting you go unless you want to ask the City Watch anything or tell them something.
I want to find out if they have any info about Volo's friend, whose name I forgot.
Fluin?
Well,
We do know a man by the name of Volo did come to the City Watch, was asking for his, if we knew any whereabouts, but we're a little bit more distracted with one single missing person. We obviously have gang wars erupting in our streets, and that is our main focus at the moment. We haven't really had time to look into this Floon character.
I thank you, my friend. And I will start following after Rod.
Yeah, and he kind of steps aside. Being of noble birth, he seems to give you the respect that you have come to expect from the city. Although people like Prod and Sam probably don't really care about your noble lineage. All right, so you got what you needed, and again, the nobleman that you freed from the closet seems happy that he didn't have to get involved, and he just follows behind you, Balan. Right. You guys are saying that you want to head to the sewers, right?
Yep.
So there are definitely multiple entryways into the sewers. Hold
I would go with whatever the closest one is that I know of.
on. All right. So you kind of try to make your way around the alleys to find the closest lid to the sewers. Now, Sam, you are from the dock ward. You live here. You know this place. And not only that, you kind of know the whereabouts of some of these sewer entrances. And whether you guys question it or not, it's kind of weird that Sam knows exactly where to go as he makes the left down this alley and the right down that alley. And then it almost immediately finds the or unless, are you doing anything, or are you just doing exactly as I described?
Yeah, exactly as you described.
Yeah, so
I've
he
been
just...
talking to Fred at the same time. Oh, Fred, we're going home! It's so exciting.
So he's just casually, like, walking down the alleyways and taking left and right, and it seems a little weird that he almost immediately takes you to an access hatch, an access lid. It looks like a typical sewer. You lift this heavy-ass lead lid, and underneath there are sewer passageways.
That's our
Oopsie
great
daisy.
and mighty leader for you. Straight to the point of interest. Yes, let's call
Yeah.
it that.
Yes,
No.
so based off the markings of the Kenku, Sam, you are at least familiar enough with this group of Xanathar, or this branch, so you knew which sewer they probably came from.